I have this mic. Do I?
Yeah.
You know, I love what they had to say here. Becoming the leaders in cross-border trade, and that's what you guys are doing and have done. But as you know, being a leader in the cross-border trade, you need to understand the market. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, is what's happening in the United States, especially when it comes up to this holiday season. So in order to do that, I want to be able to talk to you a little bit about what has happened in the past, what happened last year, so that we can devise strategies in order to take action right now, and you can take action during the holiday season, and then take action after the holiday season. And throughout this presentation, I'm going to give my recommendations on how to be able to take action and maximize your sales within the United States and Western Europe. So first, let's take a look at what has happened in the past, the results of 2017 during the holiday season. We had a strong year in the United States. In fact, we sold $107 billion in e-commerce alone. And Western Europe came in at a strong $5.6 billion. That's about a 17% growth year over year. Now, in North America, e-commerce is growing at about 15%. So we are nearly 2% growing faster during the holiday season than we are off holiday season. Now, you probably want to know what are the top categories that we're talking about here. And the top categories in the United States were fashion and jewelry. They're health and beauty and automotive products. These are the ones that contributed the most amount of revenue in the e-commerce. And then in Europe, the top categories were fashion and jewelry again, but then it switched over to consumer electronics and toys and games. So they're not the same categories depending on where you're going to sell. One point, a special note, is that the Cyber 5, does everyone know what Cyber 5 is here? Raise your hand. Cyber 5? Not many? Okay. Cyber 5 is a strong holiday week in Western Europe and in the United States. And it starts with what we call Thanksgiving Day, which is one of the last Thursdays in November, and goes around until Monday, which we call Cyber Monday. Now, in Western Europe, they saw tremendous growth because they're starting to adopt that holiday in Western Europe. In fact, Italy grew 520% just on that Cyber 5 holiday. So what does this mean? Well, I want to break things down just a little bit because I think it's important to understand the market in three different phases. One in marketing, one in selling, and the other in fulfilling. So from a marketing standpoint, in 2017, we saw strong paid search to drive traffic. So these are going to be your product listing ads, your PLAs, paid search, organic search. These are very strong advertising possibilities and activities that you take in North America. The second one is going to be email. Email marketing drove 20% of the traffic. Now, if you look at the bottom of that list there, and that's where social media comes in. Now, social media doesn't drive a whole lot of traffic, but what it does is it influences the customer. So you need to pay attention to social media, our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram. We're going to get into those in a second. But that is a very important influencer as we start taking a look at how to devise our strategies for the holiday season. This is what the holiday season looks like as far as 2017 as it compared to the rest of the big holidays in e-commerce. You'll notice that I put Singles Day up there. Singles Day worldwide hit $37 billion last year. North America, or the United States holiday season, and Western Europe is just about $115 billion. So a very significant time in a 4-week period for you to be able to take advantage of. Amazon Prime Day. Amazon Prime Day had one of its most successful days of the year. And in fact, it pulled in a little over $4 billion, but it dwarfs in comparison to what the US holiday and Western Europe holidays do. So CBT is important. And it's important in North America, but it is especially growing fast in Western Europe. In fact, China, you are overwhelmingly the leaders in cross-border purchases in Europe. You are more accepted. Your products and your sales tactics are more accepted in Western Europe than anywhere else on the planet, as far as North America or in Western Europe. So it's very important that you're there and you're very accepted. Now, not saying that you're not accepted in the United States, but from a percentage standpoint, very important part of the European economy. Now let's shift over to fulfilling. And I think this is going to be something that is very vital to your success in the United States and in Western Europe. You'll start seeing that the ship times mean a lot to buyers. In fact, last year, buyers would not wait more than 5 days. 5 days is all you had between when you purchased something and when that product got delivered to that doorstep. I think that's going to shrink down to 3 days, between 3 and 4 this year. So one of the activities that I would strongly recommend you to do is to start shortening your shipping times, because people will not wait for that. In fact, what we call that is an abandoned cart. People will drop off out of the e-commerce if they think the shipping is too long. Another important thing, if you have physical stores in the United States, one of our most popular big growth opportunities there is called BOPIS. That's buy online and pick up in store. If you have the capabilities of doing this, we have seen a 25% growth just in BOPIS, especially during the holidays. In fact, during the holidays, it jumps up to 42% of the products are actually picked up in stores. So, what does all that mean, and how do we start identifying what can we do in 2018? What can we do as things coming up? Well, I've separated this out into 3 different sections. 1, what can you do now? There are activities that you should be doing right now to prepare for the holiday season in North America and Western Europe. Then we're going to talk about what do you do during the season, and then also after the season. So let's first take a look at what is this season? What is the Cyber 5? What really is driving a lot of this traffic? You are actually in a unique position this year that our holiday season in the United States is the longest period of time that we're going to see in the next several years. Because of where the holidays fall in the calendar, you actually have 34 days to sell for the holiday season this year. Now, next year, that will go down to 27 days. Next year will be the shortest holiday season, all because of where the dates fall on the calendar. So take advantage of it this year. You have a tremendous opportunity. You almost have another week that you can sell. So again, I want to break this out into 3 different categories. I want to show what marketing looks like, what selling looks like, and what fulfilling looks like. Amazon is extremely strong in the United States, domineering 50% market share in the United States for e-commerce. But what does that mean to you? From a marketing standpoint, Amazon has experienced 139% growth in their advertising revenue. That means that you have to advertise on Amazon, and you have to budget accordingly. You need to prepare to spend money in advertising on Amazon. This is a picture of the Amazon search results page. If you type into a product, and this is what the result looks like, both on a desktop and a mobile phone. This is what it looks like from an advertising standpoint. Everything in green is an ad. So you can see how important it is to advertise your products on Amazon. Your search results, everything you see right at first is an advertisement. This is paid search. This is paid advertisement. So allocate your budgets accordingly If you're not participating in this, you're going to miss out in revenue. In fact, on Channel Advisor, we experienced and we saw our customers grow 63% faster last year because they were advertising on Amazon. 63%. So if you are not advertising, you are not going to capitalize. You're not going to have the strong sales that you want. So, Amazon advertising. Let me get back to that slide. There we go. Sufficient budget. Prepare for your budgets. Prepare now. This is the thing you need to start doing now. Identify how much you need to spend. For any branded manufacturers, that means that you make a product and you put your own logo on that product. You need to advertise and protect your brand because your competitors will buy your brand name as a keyword and that they will be sold along with your product. So you need to protect your brand. Ensure your ads are approved for the holidays. The last thing you want to do is throw an ad up and then all of a sudden that is not approved and you have to go waste time trying to get that ad back onto Amazon. And last, measure. Measure your effectiveness. Measure how effective those ads are because that will help you identify what to do next year and also any minor tweaks, any adjustments that need to be made during the holiday season. The next one I want to talk about is Google Shopping Actions. This is just released in the United States this year. Google Shopping Actions is a universal cart for Google to share amongst all of Google's assets. Okay, so we have 3 that are part of this right now. One is Google Assistant, their voice search, their smart speaker. The next one is Google Express, which is their marketplace. And the last one is going to be Google Shopping or Google Search. Now, how does this work? Let's say you search for Red Ryder bike. And so you type in Red Ryder bike into Google Search, and these are the ads that come up. Now, if you notice that these ads have a little icon here that says Express. And what this does is it takes you to the detail page that you can buy that product right on Google. You don't have to go to another site. You don't have to go to Amazon. You don't have to go to eBay or Walmart. You can buy it straight from Google in the Google search. And as you know, Google dominates search. Now, what does this mean for you? First, sign up with Google Shopping Actions. Be a part of this. This process takes time. Get it done now so that you can participate during the holiday season. Next, evaluate your integration options. Third, begin testing the effectiveness of your strategies of Express and your product listing ads before the holidays hit. Make sure you understand what works and what works well before you get into the accelerated growth market of the holiday season. Now, I'll be remiss to say that Amazon and Google are the only 2 marketplaces that you need to pay attention to. In fact, I think there are many marketplaces and there are many different channels. So if we take a look at marketing, make sure that you're well beyond Google, Facebook, and Instagram. There are many more that you need to take advantage of, that you need to start advertising on. Because incremental growth adds up. In fact, we have a customer, Seismic Audio, decided to take an approach and expand their marketplaces and expand their digital marketing reach. And they grew 1,250% from doing that strategy. Yes, Amazon is dominant. There's no doubt about that in the United States. However, there is a lot of different markets that you can take advantage of to grow your business. eBay has a 5% growth, and it registered $88 billion in revenue. Rakuten, a Japanese company, is a global marketplace, and they're currently going at almost 30% growth year over year. AliExpress, 45% growth. Mercado Libre in South America, nearly 40% growth. Flipkart over in India. In fact, Walmart has put a significant investment into Flipkart. and they're experiencing 43% growth. Now, if you look at the sales revenue numbers, they're not very big, but look at the growth numbers because they will be. And if you get involved now, you can grow with that marketplace. So, Channel Advisor has a lot of marketplaces. In fact, we have 107 of them. If I can get this to work. There we go, 107. We have 107 different opportunities for you to advertise and sell your products through our Channel Advisor system. And they reach around the world. So I think it's important to know that our breadth, how big and how far we can reach your products, is global on one platform. And we're going to teach you how to do that in a second. I mentioned social media, how it's an influencer, right? It doesn't drive a lot of traffic, but it influences the purchase. Now take a look at the ad spend here between search. Remember, search did 45% of the traffic, and the ad spend on social media. It's remarkable how different that is, which means that you have to measure social media differently than you measure search results, because social media does not drive traffic, it drives influence. Search drives traffic. So make sure you adjust your budgets accordingly when you advertise. So now I want to switch gears and say, here's what you need to do during the holiday season. After you have done those activities that I just talked about, here are the things that you need to do during the holiday season. In fact, we start the holiday season, the actions that I want you to start are going to be on October 1st and put those through to December 21st. So as we take a look at what to do with social media and how that influences, you have to understand what social media drivers we have. And we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Instagram Stories, we have Snapchat, Pinterest. There's a lot of opportunity here, but you need to understand who's behind this, who's reading this, what demographics make up the influencers here. So if we take a look at this chart here, now we're breaking it out into age groups. So we have very high percentage of Instagram and YouTube are children, ages 13 to 16. In America, children ages 13 to 16 do not make a lot of money. They don't have a lot of money. They rely on their parents. So here is where you would influence them to ask their parents to go buy these types of things on these different channels. Now, their parents, and look at the age groups here, 22 maybe to 50, your biggest opportunity there is Facebook. And so you want to change your language, change your approach based on the social media avenue, the social media network that you want to use. Mobile. Mobile is huge. Mobile drives everything. You guys know that probably better than North Americans do. In fact, when I got here, the first thing that my team told me to do is download WeChat. So now I am a happy WeChatter, because that is how you communicate here, which is great. Mobile is also very strong in the United States. In fact, it's grown 40% over the last 5 years. But one thing I want you to look at is take a look at the share of traffic that mobile drives during Cyber 5. Remember, Cyber 5 is that Thanksgiving holiday through that next Monday. Look at the number of traffic. Look how much traffic grows during that time. Again, adjust your budgets accordingly. When you do mobile, make sure that your advertisements are mobile friendly. That means that they can be seen on the mobile devices. Promotions. Promotions work. Promotions drive significant purchases. In fact, 7 out of 10 purchases during the holiday season were influenced by coupons and promotions. One of the ways that you can influence sales is using promotions with social media. Send a coupon code out on social media. Watch what happens. It will drive traffic. It will produce revenue because the Americans want that deal. They want to have a promotion. They want to have a coupon. So leverage all types of promotions during the holiday season. Now, I want to talk to you about things not to do. These are things that will not work, no matter how hard you try. These will not produce sales. So we call them the naughty list. Grouping these things up, remember we talked about fulfillment, how important it was to make sure that you can deliver the order to the doorstep within a certain amount of time. Look at the number of times shipping is mentioned in this chart. No shipping, you have a 20% cart abandonment rate. Item was out of stock, a 13% abandonment rate. The shipping time was too long, an 8% abandonment rate. These are sales that you're losing. You have to pay attention to shipping. You have to pay attention to your inventory. If you stock out, you lose that sale. That is what's going to happen. Limited content. Content is extremely important. You need to pay attention to content. You need to make sure that it is in native language, not Google Translate. We have all read a Google Translate. It does not make a lot of sense. It's tough to understand. We need to ensure that we're using native language when we talk about content on your product content. Also, reviews. Reviews are very popular. We need to ensure that when you have products on the website, that they have positive reviews. If you have negative reviews, you need to address those with the seller. You need to participate in a communication with them in order to get those reviews back up high. All right. The holiday season does not end on Christmas. Okay? There is activity. There are sales that happen all the way until the new year, until January. So that gives you another week of selling. And one of the major reasons why this happens is because of gift cards. Gift cards. Kids and adults will receive on average about 13 gift cards during the holiday season. 13. Which means that they want to go out and spend money. They want to go onto the internet and spend that money. In fact, not only the money that's on the gift card, but they want to spend extra money because they think they have more money. And so they will spend on average $38 more just because they have a gift card. Take advantage of this because the holiday season after December 25th, people are going to go out and shop. And what do they shop with? Their new gift card. So what does that mean for you? Advertise. Don't stop your ads on December 25th. Continue your ads. You will want to ramp down some ads that don't make sense, but you want to continue advertising. And what about retargeting? A different advertising technique. Retargeting provides you an avenue for lost sales or when people actually saw money coming in or saw an ad but didn't purchase that. Now you can retarget them and encourage them to go buy. I talked about ramping down, and this is really, really important because you need to ramp down strategically. You can't just stop everything after a holiday season. So you need to go back necessarily to reset, but you need to ramp down. That means slowly bring your budgets down, bring your ad spend down. As you approach the holiday season, you ramp them up. You don't all of a sudden on Thanksgiving Day execute your entire budget. You want to slowly integrate that. The last thing I want you to do is document. Document what happened during the holiday season. Document what worked. Document what didn't work. We know that the one consistency in e-commerce is that it changes. And it changes fast. And the more you know about the market that you're selling in, you can pivot and make sure that you have the strategies to take advantage of what's happening in that market. So what do I want to leave you with? What are the things that are most important that I just talked about in this presentation? Again, I went through 3 different phases. I went through what to do right now. I went to what to do during the holiday season, and then what to do after the holiday season. So right now, advertise. Get set up on Amazon. Amazon advertising will drive revenue. It will drive traffic. Make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know what your keywords are, what type of budgets you're going to need. Start preparing for that now. Google Shopping Actions. I would not expect Google Shopping Actions to be a main revenue driver this year. I don't expect it. However, it's important for you to be a part of that because the growth potential that Google has is huge. And if you're not on there right now, you might miss out on that opportunity. Channel expansion. Send your reach broad. Remember Seismic Audio, one of our customers, 1,250% growth because they expanded beyond just the normal marketplaces or the big marketplaces. Budget management, we talked about that. Ensure that you have the budget for ad spend, both in social media and in search advertisement, email advertisement. Device modifiers. What I mean by device modifiers is that understand mobile versus desktop, right? Mobile ads are different than desktop ads. Understand the difference between them and understand how to use promotions on each of them. We looked at the Cyber 5, the growth rate of mobile and how fast mobile's growing and how many people use mobile. It's important to be able to have your correct advertising on there. And last, after the holiday season, continue to advertise. Ramp down, but continue to advertise and document your results. When you document your results, you can review them next year. And remember what worked. And most importantly, remember what did not, so you don't repeat the same mistakes. So, for those of you who do not know who Channel Advisor is, we are the largest multi-channel platform, which means that we have the most marketplaces in our platform. In fact, we do nearly $9 billion worth of GMV. We have nearly 3,000 customers that are taking advantage of the features that we have. And we do this because we have a very large staff, 730 people. Most of them are part of our research and development. That means that we are continuously innovating. We are continuously providing the features, what is happening based on the trends in e-commerce, so that when the trend hits, when the trend comes today, we have the features for you that will lift and grow your business. So ask the question, how can Channel Advisor help you connect and optimize to the world's commerce? Through marketing and through selling and through fulfillment. All right, we have a booth here. It is right over here in the corner, booth F40. We would love it if you stop by. We'd like to have a discussion with you and find out where you are with your e-commerce and what we can do to help you and prepare you to take advantage of a $115 billion growth opportunity. In fact, this year, the forecast is to grow that by 15.8%. Another good growth year. So let's talk and find out, what can we do? In fact, we have a workshop we want to invite you to. It's later this afternoon at 1:30. So please come by the booth. Let's talk about that so we can get you into the workshop and we can get you prepared to start taking advantage of the U.S. holiday season. I want to thank you guys very much for paying attention to this. This is very exciting, and I wish you all the best in the upcoming holiday season and hope that your growth reflects the effort that you put in. Thank you.